Tyan Booth, IFL TV, in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. We're back again. Nick Manners, yeah? I got you yesterday, didn't I?
Well, yesterday, the day before. Yeah,
it was about 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But you know when there's a few people around and there's a camera, some people get really excited and they try and like get involved, you know, in front of the camera. So interviews can get hijacked easily, can't they? So I thought we'd do it again. Josh Warrington, stoppage victory over Patrick Hyland. What do you think?
Very pleased, very pleased. I think a fantastic performance. If there was one flaw, the last 10 seconds. That's the only thing. You know what I mean? He got involved in a fight. And don't get me wrong, but why wouldn't you? He smelt blood. He knew that it was on the way to a stoppage, so he went for it. So very good, happy days. We're very, very pleased with the victory. You know, the victory, because the victory means that we can move on.
Lee Selby, yeah. Are you getting sick of hearing that name? You know, like when Kel Brooks asked about Selby,
isn't that a village just outside Leeds?
I don't know, yeah, it could be, you know. It could well be. You get sick of hearing that name though, don't you?
Listen.
You know, like when people go up to Kel and say, when are you boxing Amir Khan?
We're not bothered about that. Listen,
I'll tell you what we do.
No, it's not annoying at all. Let me just say this now. We've had a fantastic victory tonight. We're very well ranked and well situated with all the rankings. We can do as we please. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody, because I'm an admirer of Lee Selby's boxing skills, but as a rival, I turn around and say, listen, I'm not being funny, you don't bring too much to the table, mate, and everybody's moving forward and you seem to be struggling. Why aren't you defending? You should be defending. You know, you've got time behind me, hurry up. What are you waiting for us for? What are you begging us for? You know what I mean? If you want to fight, I'm sure that Eddie Hearn can arrange it. You know what I mean? But you're going to have to come. I don't want to talk a manager's talk, because I'm not his manager. You know what I mean? I'm just involved.
Yeah, you don't want to hype him up too much, but you know the fact that there might be a potential fight is probably beneficial to, you know, hype him up a bit.
Yeah. You know, no, I've got a lot of respect for Lee Selby, and I think he's a cracking fighter, and I think it'd be a cracking fight, and I'll tell you what it is. We know we've got the beating of Lee Selby. There's a lot of people who might doubt us and that, and there's even people up here who doubt us and that, but you know what? We carry on doing what we're doing and we're just winning. We don't give it. I don't even like to swear, but we don't give it.
You can swear on it, you know.
No, I don't like to. No.
You know,
don't give a damn.
You're talking about that flaw. You know, the last 10 seconds when he got involved in a fight. This is the first fight I've seen of Warrington's, and you know, like that moment stuck with me.
No,
you know,
David Daly. David Daly, when he won the European title.
Yeah.
It got stuck into him and finished him off.
What?
Collins. Packy Collins.
Packy Collins?
Yeah,
is he an Asian?
No.
Because he's a white man?
Right, listen, I'm not Lee Noble, you know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm a serious boxing man.
You know.
We're talking, we've just finished and we've just had a final eliminator for a world title. You know what I mean?
Oh, so he's the mandatory now.
But listen,
for Selby's.
Not for Selby's, we're the WBC #1. You know what I mean? There's that dangerous assassin called Gary Russell, who I hope he eats about 17 donuts and just moves up and moves on. You know what I mean?
You know, talking about donuts,
yeah.
You know the two heavyweights who boxed today, Dave Allen and Dillian White.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I thought Dillian would have done a little bit more, but done a bit more and dominated Dave Allen. But at the same time, what you've got to remember is that, with all due respect and no disrespect, I'll just say it as it is. I've got a lot of time for Dillian White, and I like Dillian White. But coming up levels, Dillian's highlight moment was Anthony Joshua.
Getting stopped by Joshua?
No, not getting stopped by him. Fighting Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Like putting him on a level.
Putting on a good performance.
Yeah, put him on a good performance, put him on a level. But the thing is, in reality, he needs to build on that. And he should be dominating these guys and he's dealing with these guys. Don't get me wrong, Dave Allen's got a head on him, man. He took some licks. But saying that, did he get caught properly? Would Dillian White say that he caught him flush and caught him with his best shots? I don't know. Because if he does say that, maybe Dillian ain't packing the power that we thought. You know what I mean? I like Dillian White. I think he's got a lot of potential, and I think that he's learning new things, he's going through things, and you know what? Dave Allen's a durable, proud fella. You know what I mean? And he's been motivated by the Ingles and that his new camp. But he's a tough kid, is that Dave Allen? And he can come again. He will come again. Actually, he'll take. You know something? He'll take great heart out of the fact that he went the distance with Dillian and backed his word. He said, "He ain't stopping me." you remember he said that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So he's backed his chat.
You know, he's got big legs, hasn't he?
He's got some right legs.
Do you think that's what keeps him up? Because you know that pole, that thin pole, that's easy to push over. But you know, if it was a thick, like tree trunk.
Let me tell you something about thin things. Listen, what's his name? Do you remember Agassi, who Josh Warrington boxed last time?
Yeah.
He was slim, tall, thin, and we thought we were going to, well, we didn't think we were going to break him down in that, but we expect to work him. But he took some licks, and he was like a lap.
Yeah.
Come on, hurry up, because they're in there and we're supposed to be celebrating.
So I'm low in the mood, aren't I?
No, you're not.
Sorry about
that. You're not. Listen, you could never lower my mood. Watch this. It was my son's birthday on Thursday, and I had a chance to celebrate it. We're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to have a nice little barbecue.
All right, then. So,
so now I'm happy. You know what I mean? We can go to the wedding, Josh's wedding. He's got a KO. He's gone on. We're happy as Larry, man. It's going to be a fantastic summer.
So it didn't look like there was any distractions. You know, the wedding coming up next month, and he's boxing today, innit?
Yeah.
He boxed today.
Yeah.
So some people are saying, he's distracted by his wedding.
He's motivated by his wedding, because we've been waiting for that for a long time. We've cancelled it so many times, and that in order to fight and to fulfil obligations. And we've thought that we were going to fight certain people at certain times. You give them the option, and then they want to play the big one, when really and truly all they're bringing is 200 people on the bus.
You know when you settle down with a woman.
Yeah.
You're more structured, you know.
Of course.
Because you're not staying up till late, or you're going out clubbing. Or some people do still. But you know, when you got a woman at home, it's
fantastic motivation.
It's beneficial.
Yeah, of course it is.
When I had that, I was winning.
Yeah.
Because I had a woman there. I was in bed for 9 p.m. You know, with a woman. So yeah, this marriage might benefit him.
It's listen, the fact that the fact that he's turned around and took the conscious decision to turn around and say, you know what, Sanigar Selby camp, the way that you're going on, I'll tell you what it is, you're not bringing that much to the table, you're not really going to force us into any situation, so you know what you want, you know what, we'll carry on without you until such time as you come and play ball. So,
right, I'll let you go and celebrate then, you know, with Josh Warrington.
Yeah, listen, to tell you the truth, you know what we don't, no, you've got a good mood, man, you're alright, you know what I mean, you'd be a good undertaker though.
Just try. I wanted to be one, you know.
Did you?
Seriously,
why you want to play with dead bodies?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Is
that necrophilia?
No, that's when you have sex with the dead bodies.
Well, you want to play with them, innit?
I don't want to. No.
Do you?
I'm not into sexual. I don't know.
Listen, why are you covering up your crunch?
You know that wrestler?
Is that? Oh. No, go on, sorry.
I don't like exposing myself.
Alright.
Because we're like laying back, aren't we?
Yes,
we're laying back, man.
Yeah, alright, we're chilling.
Yeah, it's good, man. Nice talking to you.
Listen, it's always nice talking to you. Listen, I'll tell you what it is. No, you're a good guy. You're a good guy and I like it. Listen, just keep going. You know what I'd do? Honest to God. Do you mind if I just say? You know what I'd do? You know your phone?
My what?
Your phone.
My phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got one of them complicated phones.
I got an iPhone.
Yeah, right. So iPhone, IFL, yes.
Yes.
So what you can do is, you know what it is? Just get BoxRec up and just go like, 2 minutes while you're walking.
Oh, to do some research.
Yeah, just go like that. You can go, because you can always go, listen, we all live and learn, and we still learn. Listen, let me tell you something. You're a young man who's had enough about you to turn around and say, listen, you've done your boxing, life goes on. And it's good to be on that side of the camera.
I should have stuck to the one woman.
Yeah. Well, then again, if it's the right woman, you stick with it. If it's the wrong woman, sometimes you've got to move on. You know what I mean? But
progress.
No, of course it is. But you know what it is? As long as you're happy in yourself and you're at peace with yourself and you're doing something that you're happy with and you're not hurting other people, you know what it is? You'll be alright.
Nice one, yeah. Nice talking to you.
Respect
Thanks
you.
for talking to IFL TV.
IFL TV's been good to me, you know what I mean? Yourself, James Helder, and that guy, that aloof guy, what's his name?
Oh, you know Coogan?
Yeah, man.
Is he a player. Has he sort of like fucked you off now?
No,
never. Is that why he's
never. No,
I like him.
I like his banter, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what? At the end of the day, with all due respect and no disrespect, I've done nothing at this moment in time to deserve Coogan. What you got to remember is, as far as a lot of people realise, is there's tiers, isn't there?
Yeah, levels.
Let's say tiers. There's
definitely
Coogan,
levels.
Tex, the top of the build fighters.
Yeah, I take the breadcrumbs.
James, listen, there's nothing wrong with breadcrumbs, Breadcrumbs are good. Listen, I'll tell you something, when you've had your toast and you're a little hungry, don't you ever go like that?
Yeah.
And get the breadcrumbs.
Talking about Dillian White, he had a little crumb, on his lip when he was doing the interview.
I heard about that.
That was distracting me,
But you should have turned on and gone.
No, I didn't interview someone. I was watching it. And
I've never heard. Is that where the crumb come from?
Yeah, that's
fair enough.
I think there's a Twitter crumb fan page.
The crumb.
Yeah, that's
I like I'll tell you what is, I like Dillian. I hope that him and Dave Allen shook hands respectfully and all that. Did they? Good. Because at
first Dillian White was like, no, I'm not interested. But then they embraced and
good. Because Dillian is a warm guy. Don't get me wrong, he's an honest guy. You know what I mean? And the thing is, he's an emotional guy as well. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know what? He's a lovely guy, and I hope that he does well, and I hope that him and his association with, is it Mark Tibbs and Jimmy Tibbs and that they can grow from that, because they've got a good unit there, a good heavyweight, and he'll do well if he just keeps on it, and keeps doing what he's doing.
All right.
I'm going to say respect, Joe. Touch me.
Shall we leave it?
Yeah, man.
Because we keep ending it about.
No, but you know what it is.
No, done.
You're a nice enough guy. Listen, I'll tell you what it is though. I keep getting told about being one of the most handsome guys on TV. Listen, I'll tell you what it is. I don't often do this. I don't mean put my hand around man. I'm on about. I don't often do this, but you know what it is. I've got a gymnasium in Leeds, Precise Accurate Training, www.preciseaccuratetraining.co.uk, and we cater for all sorts of good people in boxing. You know what I mean? If you've got a good attitude, you're a nice person, you fancy boxing and that, and you're in the Leeds area, I've got guys coming from Sheffield, Wakefield, all over the place to come and have a little go, because they enjoy the atmosphere. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about.
Yeah, you're quite bouncy, aren't you? You're quite bubbly.
Listen,
you've got decent banter. That's why I've been sent to you.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
But listen, we play. Like, don't get me wrong. If man gets out of step, you know what I mean, I'll put him into place. You know what I mean? I don't mean physically. I'm on about stop it dead. You know what I mean? But at the same time, with boxing, you know, we've done our fighting already. We don't need to fight.
I'm chilled out now. I can just sit down and relax and talk in front of the camera.
That's all right. Listen, that camera's made for us, man. We box in front of the cameras. That's what we do it for the stage. You know what I mean?
Nice talking. Can I end it?
Listen, I'd just like to say happy birthday to my little son. He was 1 on Thursday, and we're going to celebrate tomorrow.